Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business on this Saturday, and welcome to Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, because you literally cannot sleep on the Dallas Cowboys because things happen late in the evening, late at night, first thing in the morning. So you want to be up to speed with all that is America's team. So guys, here's some interesting news. Dez Bryant was asked by a fan on Twitter, when are you going to sign? And he said, soon. So evidently he's got something in the works, but he's been seen a lot around Dallas lately. What do you guys think? Is it possible? You saw him hanging out just the day before yesterday with Jalen Smith. He's definitely been working on his body and things. The Cowboys are definitely, not having a lot of success with wide receivers, so stay tuned. We'll see what happens with that one. The question I have to ask for you guys is, do you want Dez Bryant back? Or do you think that he was a distraction? That's the big question here. And I'll put to this one other part. Scott Linehan. If Dez comes back, do you keep Scott Linehan? Because clearly Scott Linehan and Jason Garrett did not want Dez Bryant. You're setting it up, well, to me, you're setting yourself up for a lot of conflict right there. But as I woke up this morning, I was checking the wires like I always do to see what's going on with our Cowboys and things, and knowing that we play the Lions about 15 hours from now in a game that both of us are 1-2. Both of us need this victory to keep those playoffs, hopes alive and things, to start trying to get some momentum to move forward. And I was looking for things because we always think that everything is new. But generally speaking, everything that happens is just a repeat of something that's happened in history. And I was thinking back to 2014. And I started going back to the beginning of that season because this feels like deja vu in a lot of ways. It's early in the season. The team is just awful. It's just done. We're over. We can't do anything. And looking back at that 2014 season, we started out pretty bad. In fact, I want to play the highlights from that game.
Jim Harbaugh, all laughs and smiles. Maybe he knew something that we didn't. Like that guy coming back from back surgery would struggle on this day. First drive for the Cowboys, DeMarco Murray. What's going on? Marshall can't drop it that early.
Hey, listen, man. You can't have a cough this early in the season. It's not even cold.
Watching this game early on, I felt like that championship game against you guys, Dion, when we came out with those 3 quick fumbles. I was like, wow.
That was Chris Culliver with a 35-yard score, and then Justin Smith, I'll just, give you a seat. Dallas had to settle for a field goal in a 7-3 deficit.
Right there, 3rd and 1 on the 2 and throw a pass.
How about this pass by Colin Kaepernick, 37 yards to Anquan Bolden?
The best thing about this play is Kaepernick steps up in the pocket, takes the hit, and delivers. I love it.
Next play, watch Kaepernick being Kaepernick. Sidestepping and then tossing to Vernon Davis,
That's
Michael.
why that makes him so dangerous right there. Just a little bit of time that he buys with the guys he has as weapons, and he can do this. Phenomenal athlete. Really played well today.
14-3 San Francisco. So Dallas has got to get something going, but this ain't it. Eric Reed, the second-year man. Watch him work in the middle of the field, reading Romo's eyes and taking it.
That kid is going to be one of the, if not, he's already one of the premier safeties in the league, and he has return ability as well, and he's very physical, complete safety.
Well,
smart kid.
Dez Bryant will be sore all night tonight, all day tomorrow. They hit him on that play.
Yeah, Reed doesn't get in, however.
Literally left his wide receiver to take some serious punishment. Ball placement was terrible. Couldn't get the ball downfield. Couldn't hold on to the ball. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that is just one
that's
big
2 hits.
hit.
Is that legal?
That's 2 hits.
Apparently so.
This is actually what I wanted to stop on here.
That is just one
that's
big
2 hits.
hit.
Is that legal?
That's 2 hits.
Okay. I put out an Instagram video a couple days ago where you saw Dak Prescott on the bench with his quarterback coach, Kellen Moore. I'm looking here. You got Scott Linehan there with Tony Romo, and Tony Romo working with Scott Linehan, offensive coordinator. How come we've got Kellen Moore relaying things from Scott Linehan to Dak Prescott? That's what I'm trying to understand. Because we basically have a rookie coach that's trying to teach on secondhand information from the offensive coordinator. Try this experiment. Get a group of people around in a line or a circle and have one person whisper something in their ear. You know, I'm going down to the store to get some beer. By the time that is passed from person to person to person to person to person, the story will change completely. It'll get lost in the translation. That I'm going to the store for some beer is, I just went for a drive-by and killed somebody. So I'm looking at this, I'm wondering, that's one of the things I'm wondering about here, but that wasn't the sole purpose.
Apparently so.
That's the question.
So next play, here we go. Vernon Davis, 4 catches all day, 2 of them.
Look at that. That's so
6.
athletic that he is right there. You're running to your right, fading away, falling away, but makes a perfect strike to Vernon Davis.
So it's 21-3. Dallas has a chance to get back in this thing. But on 1st and goal, Romo.
Hit him right there. Hit him right there.
He didn't, and so he's looking for his BFF Jason Witten. Instead, it's Patrick Willis.
He missed. I mean, he missed the receiver. There's a quick throw. You got to come up and let the ball go. And boy, he held on to it. And we know what happens when he holds on to it.
That was his 3rd turnover of the first half. Now, the Niners lost both their starting corners. So how about Parrish Cox with his 2nd career INT?
That was great coverage, great pick. But this is what quarterbacks do nowadays because of the rules. Because you can't touch a receiver. They just throw it up there.
Okay, so I play this video not to trash Tony Romo, not after he just had his football life last night. I play this because when you looked at that first game of the season, you thought, God, it's going to be a long season. Tony Romo sucks. Get him out of here. This is coming off of 8-8, 8-8, 8-8 seasons. He's a bum. 3 interceptions. They're fumbling the ball. Forget about the season. San Francisco, Colin Kaepernick, man, those guys are going to do some damage. 49ers ended up 8-8. Cowboys ended up 12-4. What they did after this game is they started running the ball. DeMarco Murray ended up having over 1,800 yards rushing. The offensive line was established as the best offensive line in football. Things changed from that game right there where you thought the season was done. That's football. Things can change. A guy can look like he just doesn't have it. And believe me, you heard the commentary on Tony Romo on that. They were like, you can't do that. Tony Romo stinks. Terrible. He's done. He's over with. Yet, you see the results of the season. So as we get ready to take on the Detroit Lions tomorrow, we'll live stream during the game. So if you don't have the coverage on it, you can at least hear what's going on from me and the crew and things. We're at home. Not that we actually have a great home field advantage. We actually have a better record on the road. But hopefully our crowd will get behind our team and give them a boost. Start becoming like that 12th man in Seattle because we can use every advantage that we have. Now, I believe that our defense is what's going to need to help us a lot. If our defense can get a turnover or 2, it will help our offense tremendously. If we can eliminate some of the mistakes that we made in the last game, our offensive numbers would look a whole lot different because when you get a holding penalty or you end up getting an unnecessary roughness penalty and it sets you back 10 yards, 15 yards, it all of a sudden changes a complete drive. It's a drive killer. You get a turnover. It's a momentum swing to the other team. If we can eliminate and we can reduce those plays, that's going to help us out. Now, as far as our defense, everybody's talking about the Detroit Lions have a great defense. Watch the Lions. And they are really good in pass defense, but they stink against the run. What this team needs to do is go out and establish the run early and then get back to play action. We're not the play action team that we once were. We have to go ahead and get some advantages and some mismatches. Now, the Lions are going to be missing Golden Tate tomorrow, one of their best weapons, which is definitely going to help us out. The Lions are not a great running team. In fact, they just had their first 100-yard rusher in like forever last week. So we have the strength of our defense, that number 3 ranked defense, that is only giving up 277 yards a game. Now, here's something that's amazing. I'm ecstatic about this, because yards are one way to gauge how a game goes, because, total yards. If you gave up 500 yards, your team stinks. But something that's kind of interesting with our team is we're not getting a whole lot of plays. These games are going by actually pretty quick because there's a lot of running and things like that. What you really want to look at is yardage given up per play. That's the key. For example, the Lions, for every time the offense has the ball, they're giving up on average 5.4 yards, which still is not bad. That's actually still really good. Believe it or not, our Cowboys are only giving up 4.3 yards per play, which is tops in the NFL. Tops. If you can do that on a regular, I don't care how bad your offense is, that will help keep you in games, especially if you can start getting turnovers. So, guys, tomorrow's an important game. If we can run the football and eliminate the mistakes, I think we got a good chance at getting a victory and to begin starting to get some momentum. It's going to be tough. Matthew Stafford is still a good quarterback, but we may have the best tandem in cornerbacks right now in the NFL. So we'll see. Our strength is going against their strength, and our strength on offense is going against their weakness. So we'll see if we can take advantage of that. But I'm still going to go back into this Scott Linehan up in the booth as opposed to working with the quarterback directly. Herein lies some of the problem, I think. Maybe. I'm Mark Holmes. This is Cowboy Joe Boo, and I'll see you guys later.